Okay, so after college, and I didn't really apply myself because I didn't really have the upbringing, I guess, or even the educational background to like really apply myself and stuff. Also, it was new, it was different, so I was just unprepared. Especially emotionally, I was unprepared for college because it's just like, man, I have to do things on my own, and I was so reliant on my parents up to that point. So, see, parents, this is the thing you got to realize: don't raise your kids to be pushovers. Let them get a little tough. Let them learn some street knowledge. Let them learn like, hey, this is what happens. Because otherwise they don't develop any backbone. And then you wonder why these 35-year-old men are living at home in their parents' garage or basement. God, I'm 28 and I've been living at home for a year. I do not want to spend the next 7 years of my life. Oh God, I don't want to spend the next 7 years of my life here. Please, just if I'm here another year, you can go ahead and shoot me. But I joined the army because I went everywhere else, couldn't find a job, and the result was, I'm talking about and working with these guys. I joined to be an airborne journalist. Journalist because journalists do everything. Journalists will do everything in the army because they write about it. They explain it to an audience, and it's right up my alley. I like to write. This would be cool. And it's serious writing. I like creative writing, but this is good serious writing. I like getting serious every once in a while. And I was good at the interviews. I had trouble. I was sick at the time, so I could barely concentrate sometimes. But every once in a while, I would just wing out some just neat questions. Like I was talking to this guy who was a Vietnam vet, and I said, so when you so what age did you get there? How old were you? And the guy's like, well, I was 19. I'm like, okay, so and where did you come from though? Like, what was your home like? What was the hard? Before you joined the army, what was the hardest thing that happened in your life? What was the thing that most influenced and affected you? And he told me, and I said, all right, then so then you go into basic training, and that's pretty shocking and jarring, right? But it's stuff that's controlled, it's stuff you understand, right? And it's like, yeah. And then you get to Vietnam. What's the thing that you didn't expect? What's the thing that just surprised you? Like as soon as you got off that plane, what thing just smacked you right in the face? And you're like, wow, here I am. And he said it was the heat and the smell. And and then like afterwards, my counterparts are like wow, you asked some pretty good questions there. And I was like, yeah, because that's what it is. That's what it is about writing. This is knowing everything. The before, the during, the during, and the after. And this that's just why I was like, I'll be that guy in the army. And then on top of that, I'd be a journal or I'd be airborne, which means I would be part of the 82nd Airborne. If things had gone the way it should have, right after September 11th, I would have gone to Afghanistan and I would have gone to Iraq. Heck, I might have even gone to Ground Zero, for all I know. Or at least gone to the Pentagon. Oh my God, that was just to be there, to see there, to witness those things, and to be able to write about them in the future. I mean, that's a writer's dream, to live life and then write about it, and then you can share that experience with people. That's the other aspect is that hey, I'm altruistic. I want people to, just to learn, to know. And it kind of works out that I end up teaching everybody. I think that's kind of my parents because they're both school teachers. But, I end up teaching people. So, and that's the other aspect about being military, which I kind of started learning, was that, it is about mentoring. It is about, it's, older people or smarter people teaching lesser, younger, inexperienced people, and it's a great thing, and that's why our military actually works out pretty good, because we're able to maintain, because see that's the aspect you gotta realize, you can only be so combat effective, but then you got the other guys that support, and then you have to have just things to keep the glue, to keep these people from just flying apart at times, and that's what American, U.S. United States military does a pretty good job of. They don't force people to live this weird Puritan lifestyle, and they kind of do in some respects. Your analysis, but all the booze you want, you can be a full blown alcoholic as long as there's no illegal drugs. And it's just crazy how that works out. But yeah, I got sick in the journalism school, got kicked me out, and then I went to another school, went crazy there, had a hell of a time, didn't like it there. Made it through, don't remember anything I learned in there. It was from midnight to 8 a.m., so I'm struggling to stay awake. And then they're expecting me to learn this real technical stuff. And then went to airborne school. Was out of shape, and with one broken foot from stress fractures, shin splints, like for over a year. Literally, my foot had been in pain for a year. and I would try to get off of it, try to heal, but it just wouldn't go away. Um, just, trust me, when you live with pain, you will know what it means to live with pain. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. Cherish your precious, young, limber bodies that don't hurt. My God, and luckily now I'm not in pain, but God, when I was in pain, and you can't tell it to go away. You can't make it go away. Even if you take a pill, it's like, it keeps coming back, it was horrible. But, which is on top of why it sucked at that place. But I went airborne, out of shape, made it to the end of the second week, kept up with all the training. My body was completely destroyed, and but I was still going. I couldn't clench a fist, but I was still going. And I couldn't clench a fist either because I had a chunk of skin torn out of my finger. But I was still going, and then the trainer dropped me, and he dropped me like he waited till I was good up on the arch, and then he dropped me. So second foot broken, and